Alright, so today I'm going to show how to set up your printer in HandiFox and how to print to it. So if we go into the HandiFox app and into admin, settings, select printer and try to add a printer, you can see there are 4 options for adding a printer here. The first 2 involve HandiFox app talking to the printer directly, whereas the other 2 involve external services, which we will cover as well. But for now, let's just talk about all these options in this order. So I have a Wi-Fi office printer sitting in this room. So I'm going to try to add that one. I'm going to tap Wi-Fi/network and I will let HandiFox try to find the printer automatically by tapping Find Printer. And if your printer is connected wirelessly to the same hotspot as your phone, or if it uses Wi-Fi direct, then this method is likely to work. Otherwise, if the printer is connected to your office network with a cable, for example, it may not work, in which case you'll have to look up the printer's IP address and type it in that IP address field. And there are a few ways to find out what the printer's IP address is. Some printers may just show it on the display or print it on a diagnostics page, or you could find it on the computer where this printer is already set up. It's impossible to give exact directions for all the different printer models out there, but check your printer's manual for some instructions if you need them. And let's see. Okay, looks like it's found our printer. I'm going to tap Select. And now let's talk about these options here. So the printer resolution is basically how crisp the image is, the amount of dots per inch in the print, and 150 is the default value and it works for most cases. But if your prints look pixelated, you may go here and increase this value, but I wouldn't recommend going higher than 300 dpi because it may start taking the HandiFox app too long to prepare the documents to be printed. So let's just leave it at the default value for now. And the printer language is the printer command language, and which your printer must support in order for HandiFox to be able to talk to it. So these here are the languages HandiFox supports, and if you don't know what printer language your printer works with, you may just get away, or if your printer supports none for that matter, you may just get away with selecting other, which is basically plain text mode. So you will not get any graphics in your documents like table borders, for example, but at least it will be able to print. And for this particular printer model, I think the default HPPCL language works. And I also want the letter size documents. And I could print the standard HandiFox test page, but it's too small because it's designed for 2-inch paper like this one here. So instead, I think I'll just go ahead and try to print some actual document, like a pick list, for example. Okay, this one will do. I'm gonna hit print. Okay, looks like it's printing something. Let me walk to it and see what's printed. And this is our pick list. Okay, so this option works, and I think before proceeding to other options, I'm going to go here and rename this printer because I will need to distinguish it from the others somehow. So I'm going to call it brother because that's what it is, and save it. So now let's add another printer, and this time it's gonna be a Bluetooth printer. So for the Bluetooth printer, I have this Zebra QL220 receipt printer here. I'm going to turn it on so it's discoverable on Bluetooth, and it's loading, and it's done. Okay, so I'm going to go into Bluetooth and just use the same method, let the app find the printer automatically, which with Bluetooth printers it will work most of the time. But just in case it doesn't, you also have the option to type in the printer's MAC address manually. Okay, and it's giving us only one printer, which is this one. So I'm gonna hit select again, and I'm gonna call it Zebra, and Zebra, I guess 2-inch for clarity. Okay, and I think I'll leave the resolution default. And as for the language, for this particular model, the CPCL printer language happens to work. And I also want the 2-inch format. And I think for this one I can just use the standard test page to check how it works. So this is how the test page looks. I'm going to try and print it. Any moment now. There we go. So this is the, let me show it to you closer. This is the test page, and the HandiFox logo is kind of all black, but these thermal printers aren't really designed for printing colored images or even halftones. So if you prepare a high contrast black and white logo of your company, then it should print fine. Okay, so that printer also works. Now to the other options. Send to print hand is so this option is not really adding a printer here. It's just basically all we get to choose here is the resolution and the document size. And what this option does is any document you print from HandiFox, it will pass to the print hand app, and the print hand app will handle the communication with the printer on its own. And of course you'll have to have this app installed, and you'll have to have your printer configured in that app, but it supports a large number of printers. I'm going to call this option print hand, and there we go. And I could also try to just send a test page to print hand to confirm it works, and we see print hand starts, and it's going to show us a preview of how it will look, which is again very small because the test page is designed for 2-inch printers. Okay, and finally we have the last option, which is using the Android's built-in print service, which comes with all the newer versions of Android. So once again, let me call this print service for clarity. And I'm going to choose letter and 150 dpi, and let's try to send something to the print service. Hit print, and there we go. Once again, it's showing us a preview of how the document will look, and this screen belongs to Android's print service. So, and of course there's also the task of adding your printers to the print hand or to the Android's print service respectively, but that's outside of the scope of this video. It's getting kind of long as is. So I think these 4 are all the options for adding a printer into HandiFox and printing from it. So I hope this was helpful, and until next time, goodbye.